Have you ever been going about your day feeling okay, and then bam, a song, a smell, or even a random memory hits you like a ton of bricks? We've all been there, right? But triggers like these can really affect you moms who are navigating estrangement, turning even the smallest moment into an emotional hurdle. So in today's video, I want to dive into those hidden triggers, the ones you don't see coming, and how to handle them when they do. Let's talk about how to take back control, because when life feels like it's pulling you under, you need a way out. Maybe you see a post on social media about someone else's family gathering, right? For you moms navigating this estrangement, these moments, or like I said, triggers, do come out of nowhere, and they're going to hit you hard. I want to dive into 4 common hidden triggers and talk about how to handle them when they show up. And yes, social media is one of them. So let's dive in. Number 1 is the everyday moments. Sometimes it's the little things. Maybe you're cooking dinner and you realize you're making a dish your son or daughter loves, or you hear a song that takes you back to when things were good in your relationship. Even walking through the grocery store and seeing their favorite snack can bring up a flood of emotions. And I know this too well, but do you ever wonder why it's hitting you so hard? You know, these moments are tied to memories and your love for them. These are good memories. So when you feel like you're not getting that love in return, or there's a void there, that's why it's tough to reconcile those feelings with how things are today. And so what we need to do is to pause and let yourself feel the emotion instead of trying to always brush it off, and say to yourself, you know what, this hurts, but it's okay to feel this way. Honestly, there's so many times where we feel like it would be easier to just be numb. Most of you know my story about numbing all of my pain with alcohol. But to be honest with you, these are the types of hurts that are normal human hurts, normal human triggers in situations like this, or it could be even other relationships in your life. But it's okay to feel that way. I don't think it's bad to actually let yourself feel the feeling, because feelings are fleeting, right? So what I want you to do is to practice some simple grounding techniques, like taking deep breaths or going for a quick walk to shift your focus. I'm a firm believer in some of the simplest things that you can do can really get you out of that mood that you're in. And so I want you to think about that, because we want to make this memory into something that's about your own joy. Because if it's a song, let it remind you of a good time. If it's food, maybe it's something that you're going to have maybe less occasionally for right now, but maybe eventually more occasionally. So it's up to you how you do it, but you need to make it about your present life right now. Number 2 is community. Community events. Whether it is a church service, it is a neighborhood barbecue, it's a friend celebration, maybe their child is the same age. You know, being around other families can be really tough. I completely remember how that felt. Seeing everyone else interacting with their kids or talking about their family plans might leave you feeling like you're on the outside looking in. And the reason that stings is because all of these events for everyone else, while you truly do love these people in your world and you're happy for them, it highlights what feels missing in your own life. So it's not just the absence of your child, but the connection. It's the connection that you're missing with them. Do you go or do you not go to these events? I say you choose where you go. If it feels like too much, it's okay to say no. You have to protect your emotional space. You know, redefine who you hang out with. Spend time with people who get it. Whether it's a friend who can understand, you're in a coaching group, support group, being around the right people can make all the difference. I promise you that. Remember to be kind to yourself, because everybody's journey looks different. Just because your family dynamic isn't what you had hoped for doesn't mean you're failing. Even these families, and we're going to get into this in a minute, that look like they have it all together, I promise you they don't. There's no such thing. For those of you ready to take the next step towards taking care of yourself during this difficult time, if you're looking for a lifeline and you're committed to finding some peace and support, then let's explore how I can help you. Booking a discovery call with me is an opportunity to focus on the journey that you've got going on right now, and we can see if this is the right fit for coaching. Spots are limited, so please only sign up if you're serious about prioritizing your own well-being, embracing your own personal growth, and investing in your healing. So if that's you, click the link to schedule your call. All right, number 3 is social media, the highlight reel, as we call it. Scrolling through social media can feel like a minefield. You're going to see these photos of happy families, milestones that their kids are hitting, all of this stuff. So how do you handle that without making it feel like salt in the wound? You need to choose where you go. And just because you don't attend a couple events doesn't mean you have to not attend any. You have to see how you're feeling. You have to take care of your emotional health. But this hurts because social media shows everybody's best moments, the highlight reel. I hope you realize that that's false. And I don't think that is a huge aha moment for many of you, but if it is, I hope you take that to heart, because this is a snapshot in time. People's photos on social media, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, right? But how do you handle it? So if sitting there scrolling makes you feel worse, then you know what? You need to take a break. You don't have to stay plugged in all the time. You can unfollow, you can mute people if it's certain accounts that are especially painful for you. It may even be people that you love. And I have to give you a tip. I actually had a client who had this genius idea, and I loved it. She was still friends with her daughter on Facebook, but had a hard time watching some of the things she was posting. And so what she did was she would snooze her notifications every 30 days. So she was still friends with her on Facebook, but she didn't engage, and her daughter knew that she wasn't really hanging out there much anyway. But this way it protected the mom's mental health, the mom's personal space, and not have to be notified when her daughter was posting different things that she really didn't want to see. So remember, what you're seeing online is not the full story either. Everyone has struggles, even if they're not posting about them. And number 4 is missing the big moments. You know, graduations, weddings, new babies, these milestones are hard. And when you're not invited to these things, or you're not included in these things, it's not just about missing an event. It's about feeling like you're not a part of their story anymore. And you imagine being there for all these things. And when you're not, it can feel like you're being erased from the picture. But I want you to remember something, that if that's you and you're dealing with that right now, even if you're not there, you can honor that moment in your own way. You could write them a letter. You could do something else special to acknowledge it. But we need to focus on the big picture here. And just because you miss one major milestone doesn't define your relationship long term. We still keep hope for the future. But don't let this one event, whatever it is, steal your peace. I want you to lean on some support for this, because you need to be able to, lessen the emotional load, especially when, and like I said, I know a lot of you, your children are having kids and you're not a part of it. And it breaks my heart for you. But as you know, triggers can show up when we least expect them. Whether it's a small moment, a big milestone, or just scrolling through your phone, they pop up. You don't have to let them take over. I hope this helps you. Always remember, you're not alone. And I will see you in the next episode. God bless.